his and her movie reviews, The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, extended edition. That's rated R.
Yes.
I've seen the theatrical one, and that one felt like really rushed, if a really long movie can feel that way, and like it was missing parts, and it was just kind of like jumping all over the place, but it was still really long. And then the extended one,
still felt like it was missing parts. And I know it was a battle, and battles are chaotic, but it still was just like, wait, what just happened? Why? How did they get there? What?
so the extended one definitely filled in a lot of stuff that the theatrical one left out, like what different characters are doing during the battle. Also, as far as the extended content goes, like, is it worth it to watch? I would say yes, but you should know that the added stuff, there's a few like character moments that are added that are really nice that enhance it. But it is rated R for violence, and the violence is like, it's like a glut of violence.
It's definitely rated R.
Yeah, like I love the extended versions of the other ones that add more like orc decapitations, but this one adds like 1,000 gallons of orc blood and like limbs getting cut off and heads exploding and people getting chopped in half, and it was awesome, but it was like really
gratuitous.
Yeah, really gratuitous. So overall, it's a better movie than the theatrical version. So yes, worth it, but very violent, obviously, for the rating, and a more full movie than the theatrical one.
I hate these movies. Let's just put that out there. I'm sitting there in the theater, and the action scene is going on, and it's going on, and it's going on, and it's going on,
Yeah,
and it's still going,
and it's even longer and extended,
and it keeps going, and it's still going.
Yeah.
And it's getting to the point where the action scene has been going for, what, 3 hours now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a 3-hour movie. And if you took out all of the action, it would be a half-hour movie. So I would have been fine if the movie was like an hour and a half. But you have 2.5 hours of just like solid action. It gets to the point where I just want everyone to die so I can go home because I don't care anymore.
The biggest tragedy of this movie is that I will never own enough action figures to recreate this battle. Because that's all I wanted to do during it. The movie... Okay, so I really enjoyed it, and I like the added violence, and I like the added character stuff. But it is ridiculous to the 10th power. I said to my wife while we were watching, I said, this movie is out of control. During the battle parts, it is crazy. Like the weirdest, most crazy and violent and wild things are happening. People are riding on animals and massive amounts of people are dying. There's a part with the dwarf that has the axe stuck in his head where that gets stuck in someone else's head also. Overall, worth it for the extended one. Also, you still don't see where Thorin's sword gets broken. It just is all of a sudden broken. So I was hoping the extended one would show that. Maybe I missed something. If I did, then let me know. But it was like playing with every single toy in your toy box from everything, because there were so many different creatures and things in it.
There were several times in this movie that I laughed out loud.
Yeah, me too.
They weren't supposed to be funny. And then there were several times where it was supposed to be funny that I was just like, really? Okay. That was just stupid. And this movie was cheesy when it was supposed to be cool. It missed the mark for me very much. I was bored. I'd say about 1/3 of the way through the movie, I was just like, is this over yet? And I kept checking my watch. We had 2 hours left. Yeah. There were a couple things that I did like. I liked some of the different weapons that they used when the armies fought against each other. I thought some of the weapons and the animals were clever.
Especially, I'm not going to say what it is, but especially something the dwarfs use that they didn't use in the theatrical one. It's so awesome.
Yeah, so there were a couple things they used that were really cool that I really liked and that I thought were clever, and I was like, oh, that was actually pretty awesome. Or, oh, that idea is really cool. So they did have their moments. Not enough of them for me to feel like that was worth it for me, but I don't think I'm the target audience, so.
So get the extended version, and then get the theatrical one to show your wife and kids.
You shouldn't get bored in an action scene. That defeats the purpose of an action scene.
I was on the edge of my seat, and I was laughing at ridiculousness and things that were supposed to be serious, but it was just like, almost like an extremely high budget, like B movie with how ridiculous it was. But it was highly enjoyable. It was like playing with toys while watching it.
Very campy. Storyline is almost non-existent. There's little to no plot. It's basically just an entire movie that's one huge battle.
Which is awesome.
I like a little more plot in my movies.
That's what the first two movies were for.
There's not a lot of plot in those movies either.
Okay. Well, read the book. So what did you think of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy?
I really liked them. I think they're really fun to watch. We watched all of them together.
We watched the first one over 2 days, the second one over 2 days, and the third one in 1 day, because you can't stop it.
You can't stop the third one.
Right. You like the original Lord of the Rings, but not really the Hobbit movies.
I like the original Lord of the Rings, but not really the Hobbit movies. 9 hours with these characters, and I still didn't care about any of them. And that's not a good thing. By the end of such a long trilogy, I should really care about these characters. They would get hurt or they would die, and I was just like, oh, okay. So, there wasn't enough emotional attachment there for me. No, I would never put this movie in by myself. If I had to watch it, I would pull up my phone and either read a book or play a game on it while the movie was on. Lord of the Rings, I wouldn't be doing that. I would be watching the movie.
I definitely like Lord of the Rings better. I kind of feel like the Hobbit movies are like the prequel Star Wars movies, which I do like, but they're just not as good, and also they use way over-the-top CG stuff. Okay, well, this has been a his and her movie review for The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, the extended rated R version that comes out on Blu-ray in November and then had one theatrical day. So, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.